This 1 Degree Outside video is sponsored by the Topsfield Fair, America's oldest fair. You can pre-order your admission, meal, and ride tickets today at topsfieldfair.org and join the fun October 4th through 14th, conveniently located on Route 1, just off of Interstate 95.
Hi, Matt Noyes, midweek insights for you on a Wednesday. Over the next couple of minutes together, we'll give one last look at Milton. I know some of you have loved ones or property down in Florida. We'll cover that for you. Who gets frost when here at home in New England, the weekend overview, and the Patriots forecast is included in that as well. First, we want to thank our sponsor, Topsfield Fair. Thank you so much for making it possible for us to continue to do what we love doing. And look at this. The fair runs through Monday, and the weather looks great overall. Temperatures go up as we get through Saturday, back down again after that. Could be some scattered showers around Sunday night or Monday. We'll keep an eye on the timing of that. Not too worried about that in terms of intensity right now. All right, meanwhile, that one last look at Milton, basically not much has changed. You've got a big area of severe wind damage expected in western Florida. You've got another larger area of widespread wind damage across the remainder of central Florida as the storm is projected to maintain hurricane strength as it crosses the state. Winds are already starting to gust to the western coast of Florida, but they'll continue to pick up with the hurricane winds coming in as we get to this evening and overnight tonight. 3 a.m. on Thursday, your eye may be around Sarasota by the way things are looking here, but somewhere, anyway, likely south of Tampa and between Tampa and Port Charlotte. Comes across the state, then starts to reorganize off Cocoa Beach and Daytona Beach, pulls a wind out of the north on the backside of the storm that'll cause damage there as it continues to move off to the east and out over the ocean. Peak storm surge, that almost worst-case scenario, we talked about this yesterday from the National Hurricane Center, is still at 12 feet or greater from Bradenton down to the south through Port Charlotte, and you're still 9 to 12 feet either side of that. In terms of most likely storm surge, given how things are shaping up, probably you'd end up having that 12-foot storm surge focus somewhere between Sarasota and Port Charlotte. So that's why the evacuations continue in a lot of the areas along the western coast of Florida. There is, of course, going to be a flood risk with all the rain. It's about a foot of rain that comes down across the heart of the state. And then meanwhile, the tornado risk just continues to rise. A lot of times you have tornadoes embedded inside of these storms with the rain bands as they come on through. Rain totals for us over the course of the last 24 hours. We did light up the Northeast a little bit. Did you wake up to thunder this morning? Yeah, you might have. The Cape got hail. We got hail, and we got the highest rainfall total out of anybody over the last 24 hours. That was a jet stream disturbance digging in. We talked about this the last several days, going back to last week, right? The jet stream trough, and that leaves you open to cooler air. It also leaves you open to disturbances. If it doesn't phase with the southern stream, you don't get a big storm. There's a phasing going on now. You can see there's that subtropical jet coming in, but where's the phasing? Way out over the ocean. So interestingly, the National Hurricane Center watching a separate disturbance out over the ocean for development there, but nothing that would impact us directly. So what does that mean for us? It means high pressure builds in, fair weather, cool air continues to build in, and every time a jet stream disturbance zips along, it gives some increased clouds and a chance for a passing shower. Well, the other thing it can do is it can bring a cold front with it. You'll notice Friday, that's off to the north and west. That'll get here Saturday, and then give us cooler air Sunday into early next week. As for the next couple of days, look, tomorrow's the coolest day of the lot for now. When you get into northern New England, the deeper greens you see, that's high temperatures in the 40s tomorrow, 50s for a lot of us. And then here comes the next cool front. Look at that. There's a shot of cool air behind that, too. And that's what I'm telling you gets in here for the second half of the weekend. In terms of the sensible weather along the way, tomorrow's going to be fine. It'll be a fair day. Remember, we have been talking, though, about how in the morning tomorrow you could get a snowflake or a raindrop when you get across the north country of New England. Most of us would not be into that. We've got dry enough air. By Friday, it's very good. Saturday looks excellent and feels really good. And then Sunday, the next jet stream level disturbance comes zipping along, increases the clouds for sure. Notice how close the rain is, even at midday Sunday in New York and Pennsylvania. That may come sneaking into western New England in the afternoon. I think all of us should watch that Sunday forecast on the Noyes 1 Degree Outside weather app. Watch that chance of rain. It may climb as we get closer to it, but for now, that's how the timing looks anyway. One other thing that I need to mention is the frost, right? We had some of that this morning in parts of northern and western New England. Now, as we get into the upcoming night, we're still talking about frost that's possible. I'll show you where. Let me highlight in green. Basically, the valleys up and down the Green Mountains, maybe into the northern Berkshires. The valleys when you get into and north of the Whites in northern and northwestern Maine. During the day tomorrow, I mentioned some folks in northern New England never get out of the 40s. Most of us can be in the 50s. And that means tomorrow night, you're set up for another one where you may get some frost. This time, it's mostly western New England. Look at this, all the way down to Housatonic, to Williamstown, right? And then running up to Woodstock and Wallingford, Vermont, Middlebury, Vermont. Remember, you don't have to get 32 for a frost. You can do it at 35, even 36 degrees if you're able to clear the sky out enough. Friday, I talked about how the cool eases a little bit. Into the 60s we go, 50s across the far north country. Saturday, I think some of us will get up to about 70 after Friday night's lows are not nearly as cool as what we've had at the middle and end of this week. So that sets you up to build a little bit better. Notice, though, that's not the case in the north country. Remember, the cold front's coming through on Saturday, so it already has opened the door to cooler air in the north country Saturday. We all have that on Sunday. It's a distinct fall feeling Sunday, especially with the clouds increasing, and we'll watch for the showers and what time they get in. But again, western New England seems to be most likely to see them. So Patriots game right now, we'll call it a cloudy but likely to be dry forecast. We just want to watch the timing of the showers. And notice that overall, we're talking about a feels-like forecast. It'll be running in the 50s like the temperature. But by the end of the game, it actually may feel like and be in the 40s. All right, reminder, you can grab our app. It's Noyes 1 degree outside weather app. You can grab it on the App Store or Google Play. Get the 14-day forecast for any location you please. And that works worldwide. That's how things look for now. Thanks for checking in. Look forward to seeing you again in a little bit at 1degreeoutside.com.